Microphones of Madness is a member of the Legends of Tabletop Broadcasting Network. For more gaming-related content, please visit www.legendsoftabletop.com.
But I will say that the monks on top of that mountain, they're just
all covered with cheese.
there's something wrong about them.
Well, what
Twice
do you
a
mean?
year, twice a year, the monks. I'm a Buddhist. I practice the proper tenets of my religion, which I won't go into, so I won't offend anybody.
Well, I'm not right easily offended.
But
okay, chap.
I'm not talking about you. I was being meta.
The one that would get offended ain't in the room right now. Oh wait,
Well.
hi yes.
And goddamn, I'd rather have Rodney in this fucking room.
Why?
Because a certain somebody that actually has no idea what the hell's going on decided he was gonna take the important plot point room.
Yeah.
Because that's
The
how he
what?
operates.
Take the what room?
Listen, well, we
Bring me up to speed. Bring me up to speed.
You're in a mountain. You're in a village at the base of the mountain.
Okay.
Jamal has healed the sick and found out, but nobody else knows that there was an incident with the monks from the top of the mountain.
Okay.
But nobody else knows this.
And
Right now, you are all in individual houses, spending the night with different families.
Okay.
And Spencer is with the headman of the village, who is in the process of explaining something to him that he has absolutely no clue about because he has no idea why you're going or anything. Anyway, so he says, look, the last time these monks came down, there was an incident. They didn't come back. These monks come twice a year. It's terrible. But
What
they
do they
never
come
came
for?
back.
And are they due to come back?
They should have come back a while ago. They have not been back since.
Well, what do they show up for?
That's the problem. Haven't you noticed how many people are in this village?
Well, now that you mention something, there did seem to be a whole lot of free yurts for.
We don't have yurts. There are permanent structures here. We call them houses. I know your Tibetan is not very good, but we call them houses.
Yeah, you call them houses, and it looks like yurts.
Yurts are Mongolian.
Oh. You just got conned.
I just got
Yurts
are Turkic and pretty sure. Never mind. Yes.
All right. So, Drats, your houses. There sure seem to be a lot of empty houses now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Now, what's been going on?
These monks exact a toll when they come.
A toll? You mean like they come and snatch people up? And y'all just let them?
What can we do?
What do you mean, what could you do? You can start by putting up a little bit of a fight when they come and snatch your people up.
When they come, we put up many wards. We perform many rituals. People disappear anyway. We don't know how they disappear. They're not there anymore. The last time They came. There was a fight. They haven't come back since.
Sounds like y'all won.
Very
then,
bad. No, I think they're biding their time, and the next toll they take will be great.
You gotta pay the troll toll to get to that boy's home.
Jesus.
Oddly enough,
it's the monks that come and snatch your people up, and you're happy about it. And now that they've stopped, you're upset because you think they're going to come.
Do we look happy?
No.
Does anybody around here look happy?
Everyone but the children look downright depressed, to be honest.
Yeah, we're a dying village.
So how could I help you?
Don't go up the mountain.
Well, how does that help you?
Don't disturb them. Don't make it worse for us.
It sounds like to me they're just going to come and kill you no how, so we may as well go up there and put up a fight.
We're not going up to put up a fight.
You just going to lay here and die then?
You will go up there and you'll just anger them more.
You know, there's been times where I've looked across the battlefield and I saw more enemy than I could possibly ever imagine. And you know what? You just have to fight through it.
This isn't something you can fight.
Well, I've seen a lot of things in my life.
You haven't seen this.
What are you talking about, sir? What could possibly be more horrific?
What could be more important than the welfare of my village to me? Whatever you have going on up there, it is not more important than the lives of the people who live here, who are my responsibility. So I ask you again, why would you go up there to disturb them? Why wouldn't you leave well enough alone?
Because it's not well enough. You've proven that yourself. You need to do something.
Don't you tell me what to do. I live here. I have lived here all of my life. My fathers have lived there and their fathers have lived there. And you come in here from who knows where and tell me what to do.
I'm not telling you what to do, sir.
Yes,
you could lay here and die. I do not care. I am telling you, though, that yes, we are coming through your village. And I'm sorry that this is so disturbing to you.
Hey, somebody make a listen roll.
Everyone?
I'll make one, sure.
Everyone's making the listen?
Oh, 6.
Oh, I made mine.
You hear arguing coming out of the headman's
house.
Dang.
062.
Oh, hell.
It's another goddamn Randolph.
I hate Randolph so much.
How dare you, sir, come here.
I must be very tired, and this yak butter is very tasty, because I don't hear shit.
Alright, I'm going to wander over to that house where I hear the yelling come from and knock on the door.
Whose turn is it to save his ass this time?
I guess it's Lucy.
I assume it's mine since I already took it upon myself.
He just has this thing about protecting Randolphs for some reason.
No, I have this thing where I don't like Randolph's almost getting me killed.
I knew it!
No.
Well,
no.
Lucy, you come into a scene where the village headman, the man who took you in, who fed you, is getting heated with a guy who you've known for barely 2 days. And they're talking.
I'll wander that way as well.
Frederick, was it? What in God's name are you saying to this man to get him so worked up when he's been so kind to us?
You should hear the story that he's telling. He's saying that there's monks up on the top of that mountain coming down and snatching up their people. And yet, he's upset that we're going to go up there because he thinks that they're already coming down to take everybody.
Lucy puts up her hands and gets you to be quiet, and she turns to the village chief and says, okay, I'm not quite sure I'm going to follow what he has to say. But would you care to air your grievances with me?
I ask one more time, why are you going up this mountain?
A matter of life and death, sir.
Whose life and death?
Ours and the entire world, most likely.
The entire world?
Possibly.
What could our mountain have to do with the entire world?
I'm not sure you'd believe me if I told you.
I live in a village where people disappear twice a year.
I've seen darknesses that would turn you cold, sir.
The last time somebody went up that mountain, this was a long time ago, years and years. It was during the time of my grandfather's grandfather. A band of the Lepka were doing a survey of the monasteries in the area, and they tell that they came to the monastery, Kongpo Mi Tsang, and they were welcomed by the monks. They stayed there for many, many months. There's religious relics and tomes of great interest to people who believe that are housed in that place. But after a while, their brothers, the lamas, grew worried that they had not returned from Kongpo Mi Tsang. And they sent an envoy to our village. After many days, they waited for the Krongpo to descend for supplies. Eventually, one lone Gelupta came down the mountain. Now, I say he came down the mountain, but it was almost as if the mountain itself had rejected him. He was battered and weak. He stumbled into the village more dead than alive, wearing a mask and a hat, as though it was the dead of winter. But according to my grandfather, it was the height of an unusually warm summer. He was unable to speak of his experience and was slow to respond to any inquiries. Just before he was removed from the village and taken back with the yellow hats, my grandfather says that the mask had slipped, and that man's face had been mutilated, so that he no longer wore the countenance of a man. So you tell me, please, how going up that mountain is going to save the world and not doom my village.
I can't promise you it won't doom your village, but what we're up against is far worse than what's up that mountain. And I'm not sure I have the words to explain to you what I've seen. You may not like us going, but we don't really have a choice. I'd rather be at home too. I've lost numerous comrades to this thing that we're fighting. And I've been told that what they have in that monastery is something that could possibly help us. I can't just go back.
There's nothing in that monastery that could possibly be of any help to anybody.
It may be what you believe. And like I said, we do appreciate your hospitality. Now, if you'd like us to get out of your village tonight, I don't really see how we'll have a way around that, but we're still going.
Corn dog.
Corn dog? What?
What amazing food you have in Tibet.
Corn dog.
Tastes like chicken.
Corn dog.
If there was only some way I could know that you could stop them.
We have stopped numerous things before in the past.
I pull out my gun.
I killed a
Comrades are very good at making people disappear, unfortunately.
Actually, that was Jamal. Never mind.
We'll do our best to clean up after ourselves so they won't even know we came from here personally.
Well, I mean, this is the beginning of the trail up. There's no other way to get up that mountain but to go through this village.
True, but if we do what we're supposed to do correctly, there won't be any of them to come back down here to mess with you.
Damn, Lucy's getting ruthless.
I
We
pat
go up that
myself.
mountain, we're gonna kill all of them.
I don't really see a way around it at this point.
Or you can
To
give me
get
a,
him off
you
our
can give me a persuade or a fast talk, whichever one's better.
They're about the same. Let's see which one is better. I persuade. And unfortunately, I failed that. Critically failed that.
Oh,
97.
there's only,
You're a woman. What do
only
you
7
know?
of you. There's only 7 of you. Who knows how many of those people are up there?
Well, you would.
I come in with my sword slung over my shoulder and say, "What's up?"
You still have that sword?
Hell yeah.
She
Oh, yeah.
didn't get rid of it. So, yeah.
Lucy's a writer. Make up a story.
I failed my role. What part of make up a story do you want me to do?
Which one did you?
I use my persuade. You want me to use my fast talk?
You made up a you failed your role on trying to convince him that no matter what you
Okay,
think
so
you're going
I'll
up
try to
there.
fast talk him and easing up.
Come up
Oh,
with a story about the dragon puncher.
6.
Yeah, well, what are you going to tell him? What are you going to say to him?
Tell him a tall tale about the dragon killer named River.
Yeah, and that masked man known as the Candyman.
Well, they don't know.
Tell them we're only gonna go one day up the mountain.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah, that's a
Here we
damn lie.
Oh, Candyman, go right ahead.
Tell them
I
this
didn't
is
even
a
use
right.
He's
it.
gonna tell them exaggerated stories of their greatness in battle.
Tell them
How
you're a
they
writer.
they
Yes,
hold
you go right up
on, hold on.
Okay, whatever.
And how they wiped out an entire cult of hundreds of people that were trying to sacrifice the innocence of our home city, and how they took on this nameless thing in a chasm that they defeated without even a bit of trouble. It basically, she's overblowing all the shit we've done.
Those definitely sound like mighty, mighty deeds.
And then she tells him about the god that gave us boons.
I am indeed mighty.
Wow.
I mean, we've
Ooh,
been touched by a god.
badass.
You shut up.
Yeah.
You've done some shit.
If we have a god on our side, how can we possibly fail?
You gotta tell me about this god.
You need to shut up.
The thing is, they have a god too.
Our god is mightier.
Well,
Which carries a hammer.
We have a Hulk.
Religious
perhaps,
Woo! Styling and profiling.
perhaps the 7 of you will make ample sacrifices for them when you get up there. Okay.
Lucy shrugs. Look at it however you want to. We gotta go.
The
I'm
magnificent.
sorry if we disturbed your evening.
The rest of the night passes without incident.
Lucy has a profound headache.
I think everybody has a profound headache. Its name is
I have a newfound respect.
I think John Randolph really wanted to have a decent night's sleep.
All right. The next morning, the
Walter, I have
Walter?
a really strong urge to push the Randolphs off the mountain. Try to stop me if I look like I'm going to.
I think that'll be difficult to do.
I'm just saying.
all right. Now here's the thing. The next morning, you're able to gather what supplies that you've not gotten before, and to much cheering and bye-bye, have fun. We'll never see you again. Good meet. You are unceremoniously shoved up the mountain. Now,
Well, you wouldn't believe this son of the man I stayed with last night did to a yak. It is absolutely hilarious.
yes.
I didn't get to enjoy much of the hospitality of my host.
Yak tipping.
I'm sorry, these are fine people.
I'm sure they are. However, we have two people with us that aren't.
Yak
What do
tipping
Randolphs
in
do?
1920s Tibet.
Awesome.
Okay. You start your way up the mountain. It is March. It is cold. You're already at a high elevation, being in Tibet. Now you're climbing up the mountain.
I am not built for this weather.
No, none of you are.
I should
Well,
not
the guides and the porters
have
are.
that cigarette.
This is definitely not the bayou.
All right. Now, after a day of relative ease, because it's just the base of the mountain, let us see. All right. You make your first camp. Everybody can give me a con times 5 roll. We'll do this orderly. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want
Not
everybody
first.
shouting at me because I'll never remember. All right. River. Con times 5.
$20.
Lucy. Con times 5.
32. I'm good.
Walter. Con times 5.
54. I pass.
John. I'll make John's. 48. He makes it. Jamal. Con times 5.
67 and barely make it.
Julian. Con times 5.
13.
And Fred. Con times 5.
Nanny.
67, I made it.
Excellent. Julian, your con is currently 14, right? Or is it 15?
Mine's 15, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I made mine by the
I
way.
have it written down, but I can't remember if I subtracted the 1 or not.
I did. It was 16 and now it's 15.
Okay. All right. Yeah, everybody makes the roll. And you wake up refreshed. This mountain climbing is nothing.
We got
Day
this on lockdown.
1. All right. Excellent. We have time for a couple of these. The next day, you pack your shit up, start the trek up the mountain. The guides confer with each other, and they start to march. And as you're going up, you start to hear noises. It sounds like a bit of a scuffle. And as you go over a rise, you see there is a man who is fighting a snow leopard
Holy shit.
with what looks like a bone sword. He's in furs, but he's obviously ill-equipped to battle a snow leopard by himself.
Hmm.
And just as you cross that rise, the snow leopard takes a big swipe at him, and the guy's knocked back. And the leopard comes in to pounce.
Can I get my rifle and take a shot at it?
You can. Take a shot.
48, I hit.
Bam! Hit the snow leopard. The snow leopard looks up and just takes off.
I want to shoot it. It's already shot at.
It's running. It's going. It's bye snow leopard. So the man picks himself up, dusts himself off, And he comes over and he goes to Lucy and he says, in passable English, thank you. I am Lamo.
You're most welcome. I couldn't just watch it eat you.
Well, it wouldn't have eaten me. I'm a powerful sorcerer. Eventually I would have warded it off, but I'd rather not waste my powers on such a trivial matter.
Powerful sorcerer, you say?
Oh, yes. Not everybody around here worships that fat fraud. I'm of the Bond.
James Bond.
No, Bond. B-O-N, not Bond. Bond.
I'm sorry, the joke had to be made.
But I do. What brings you here? I mean, this is one of the most desolate places on the earth.
Business?
Certainly, there's a lot of money to be made in this mountain. As you can see myself, I'm rich.
Not all business is money, honey.
That is true. You notice that he looks a little gaunt. He looks like he might actually be half-starved.
You look a little hungry.
Well, he pats himself. I am perhaps a bit hungry, yes. I wouldn't say no to a bit of yak butter.
Oh, I am sure Mr. John Randolph will not mind part of one of his rations with you.
Just so happens that I met some mighty fine villagers down at the base of the mountain, and they gave me a little extra.
Oh, that is great. We must eat. We must all eat. It is such a great occasion.
Well, what's the occasion?
We're
alive. We're alive, and you have food.
Lucy points at the blood in the snow.
Business.
I thought he was going to ward that thing off.
It's a wonderful day.
Sorcerer.
How do you know that I didn't cast my sorceries and it brought you here?
Don't you know friendship is magic?
I know how I got here. My brother cousin sent word for me, and I came a-running.
Now, Mr. Fred, I'm pretty sure you've heard war stories before. You know how they get a bit large.
It is. It's perfect. I cast my spell. You came. The leopard is gone, and you have food.
It must be Providence.
Why'd you want us to take a little break? You cast a spell.
I don't know. Maybe the leopard that was trying to rip his throat out.
Was it a leopard?
It was a snow leopard. I shot it.
Gotta get with the program here, Frank.
I just didn't know. All right.
Lucy re-slings her rifle on her shoulder and just shakes her head.
This man's not a sorcerer. This man's a fraud. I'll tell you what.
You don't get much schooling in Virginia Beach, do you?
She looks at you, Julian. Lucy looks at Julian and goes, I can't. I just can't.
Did your pappy homeschool you?
My pappy put me on the farm.
While Idiot Boy is talking to his ass, Lamo is going through the packs, looking at the food, sizing it up, tasting a little.
That's not yours.
Lights a fire, gives you one of these, starts putting stuff in the pans.
I understand that I helped you out there, but
cooking stuff. And talking to him, and he just shush. And maybe 20, 30 minutes later, he comes out, and there is a sumptuous meal.